Okay guys, some of you have asked me about the Weapon R throttle controller, and I figured since I got everything stripped out of the car now, I can give everybody pretty much a tutorial or kind of like a walkthrough of how it works and how it hooks up. Okay, what the throttle controller actually does is it allows you to unlock your full potential of your electric throttle body. Now on the Versa, it is limited to 75% throttle, like top end the most that you're going to get out of is 75% throttle. Now with a throttle tuner, what it allows you to do is it allows you to adjust your throttle opening. You can get its max potential of 100%. It has different settings on it. Obviously right now it's not hooked up, so I can't show you, but it has a P, which is power mode. It has 9 different settings where you can adjust your mid-range, like how much you want it to open up. And it has a E mode, which is economy, which you can adjust for your fuel economy. And then it has a standard normal throttle mode, like like your factory throttle. How you set it is, what you do is after it's all hooked up, what you'll do is you'll put it in normal. You'll click it over to normal mode. Turn the switch over. Don't crank the car. Turn the switch over. You'll hold down mode and you'll see it count down from 7 to. Don't let it go on 0. Wait till it starts flashing. It'll say LO2, then HO2. Okay, whenever you get to LO2, that's your low throttle setting. What you want to do is you want to keep it at probably about 1.0, 1.2, and then hit set, and then it'll bounce you over to the high output throttle. And how you have to adjust this is you have to push in on the throttle while the car is off. It's not going to flood the car. Regardless to popular belief, it will not flood the car. It won't do it. Don't worry about that. So you press down the throttle, you hit set on 1 or 1.2, then it'll go over to H, then you go to high. You press the throttle in as far as you can to 2.0 to 2.2, and then you hit set again, and then it'll go back to normal. And then you can set it to where you either want normal throttle, performance throttle, or economy throttle. Now what you can do, and it kind of sounds like a VTEC crossover in a Honda, you can have it in normal mode, and while you're driving, switch it up, like as you're accelerating, like floor it and tap mode and switch it over to power. It sounds like a VTEC crossover. I mean, it sounds pretty cool. But another thing you can do, I mean, you can change the settings as you drive. I mean, for whatever you're doing, like interstate driving or whatever, it won't hurt it if you change it while you're driving. But it's a pretty good little piece. I got it for 135 bucks off eBay. I know everybody's like so in love with the NTD, but Apex and Weapon R also make them, and they're really good. Now how you hook this thing up is you've got your actual controller part right here. The line runs up. I got mine zip tied together because I don't use like 30 freaking foot of wire. But what it does, it plugs up into the back of this receiver box right here. Make sure it's plugged in and it clicks all the way. And then you got this other side of the harness which runs to the speed sensor controls. Now what you're going to do is, right on top of your gas pedal, there is a speed sensor, your factory speed sensor. Unplug it, and it is plug specific. Like there is no wrong way to hook these up. Unplug that speed sensor, push this one down to the top part of the pedal. The sensor that you unplug goes into here, and the speed sensor is hooked back up. There's a ground wire right here. You can ground it pretty much anywhere you want to, but what I did is I took a screw out of the fuse panel, that's right there below the window adjustments. There's a little screw in there. You can take and just expose a little bit of this wire, wrap it around it. It'll ground it out. It won't arc anything out. That's the way I've had mine ran the whole time. And then you have this little plug right here. This will plug into the bottom right there where your OBD2 maintenance or scanner, whatever port is. Just plug it in. Without this plugged in, it will not turn on. So just make sure you have this plugged up, and there is a little release right there for it. Okay. Now, if for some reason you have to unplug your throttle tuner, say, you know, if you're going to a dealer for maintenance, or, you know, you just need to take it out for any particular reason, 9 times out of 10 you won't have to reset it, mainly because it saves, like, it's got its own little memory bank in this for some reason. I don't know, it's a little weird. It'll actually save your throttle settings, so you won't have to worry about resetting every time. But I do suggest anytime that you change fuel grades, like say if you run regular for a while and you decide to go to mid-grade, reprogram it. Like I said, you know, just do it the way I taught you how to do it, and then you're good to go. Now the higher octane gas that you run with this, the notice you'll the factory, it'll shift at about 6,300 RPMs if you're like on it. With this, it'll shift at 65 to 67. I mean, and it gets obnoxiously loud, especially if you have a cold air intake system. But anytime you do any kind of performance upgrade mods, whether it be a crank pulley, a cold air intake, jet mass airflow sensor, which I'll get to in a minute, header, whatever, or a tune, just remember to reset this, because this is a way to recalibrate your throttle to where it adjusts to your other modifications. Now, enough with the throttle tuner. On to this. I bought this I heard a lot of people say, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Well, I'm one of those people that you tell me not to do something, if you can't give me a legitimate reason why not to, then I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, I'm one of those people that I'll test out any kind of parts. Like, I was told not to buy the Weapon R, to buy NTD. I didn't buy NTD, I bought the Weapon R, and I love the Weapon R. Just like everybody said, hey, don't buy this. It's a jet performance mass airflow meter. And what it does is, I've noticed I pick up about probably 10% in my fuel economy, as well as a little bit more takeoff and a little bit more mid-range power. It allows better calibration, especially you can actually tune this with the throttle tuner. You can tune your air intake using these. Like, I'm not talking about like a professional dyno tune, but I'm talking about you can somewhat tune your power input with the throttle tuner in this and a cold air intake. And what you do is you can balance out your air to fuel ratio a little bit better. That's what this does. It helps balance out your air to fuel ratio, and you can tune out for a little bit better power or fuel economy, whichever. It could either it can help in your fuel economy, or it can help you in power mode. Like, these literally coincide together pretty good. This was about $130. So right here I've got about $260 worth of electronic upgrade equipment. I mean, yeah, it's only 2 things, but these 2 little upgrades right here will make a world of difference. Everybody's like, well, it takes forever for these to kick in right and work. Not really. Whenever you go to install this right here, make sure you unplug your battery, like, you know, undo the negative side, slap this in there, turn it over, and recalibrate your throttle tuner. And yeah, it does take about a week for it to calibrate right, or run a full tank of gas through it and everything, and it calibrates. Like, it will calibrate itself. Like, you won't have to have it tuned or anything. It just needs like a little bit of time to calibrate. It gets used to it. But two solid mods for around $260. That'll get you better fuel economy, better power, very noticeable power. Mainly, you get a lot more noticeable power out of the throttle tuner than you will the mass airflow sensor. But if you guys have any questions about how to install, which this is a piece of cake. If you can't install this right here, then you don't belong in your car. All you have to do is just take the 2 screws out, unplug your factory one, take the 2 screws out, slide this one in, put the screws back in, and plug it back up, and you're good to go. That one, yeah, it's a little bit more complex, but like I said, unplug the speed sensor, plug this in the top of the pedal, plug that into the speed sensor, plug that in the OBD2 port, and then ground it out right there. Just ground this side out, and you're good to go. And then just adjust your settings accordingly. Just do not forget, don't crank the car and try to set this. It will not work. You have to turn the switch over before you crank it up. and calibrate it that way. But if anybody has any more questions, where I bought them, prices, whatever, give me a buzz.